learning, not dominated. Because when you say something is dominated, then you're taking away the contributions that, and I'm going to say, women are putting in the workplace. People say it's male dominated. No, it's male saturated. Means there are a lot, but women still contribute. So then you had, the 1940s come, the workforce is changing, coming after World War II, and you had, women coming in. But for DEI, really, I would say we started having this conversation right around the 60s. The first act of really talking about what the workforce would be around the Equity Pay Act and Title VII, right? The Civil Rights Act of Title VII. That is when conversations are started about people should have opportunities in the workplace, irrespective of what their demographics are at the time, because that was not what was happening. You all know of the cases, HR practitioners, Dukes versus Griggs, right? This is when we started saying, you have an entity of individuals who are not being a part of the workplace. And then, you kind of move on where you started having conversations about casting a wider net, affirmative action, EEO, and DEI. Three separate things. Casting a wider net, organizations starting to talk a little bit about it. Affirmative action comes and says, if you want these contracts, et cetera, these were mandates, these were policies with remedial actions around it, which was affirmative action, which was a start, right? EEO touches on the civil rights part of it, the Civil Rights Act of Title VII, and then, which is more saying, let's look at this from demographics, including everybody. And then you had DEI, which is saying, let's look at this from a holistic perspective. Affirmative action, more data, quotas. You all are not doing well. EEO, right? Equal, because people say we are EEO employer, right? Cannot discriminate based on protected characteristics or these demographics. And then individuals are saying, but really, we want to create a workplace where everybody has an opportunity. So that's kind of the historical from women suffrage movement, right? And I will talk about some of those things, women coming in. That's why when you talk about DEI, the individuals who have benefited most from it, we're talking right now, are women. We'll talk about, particularly white women, but that's the movement of it. So that's kind of the historical. We can go to where we are now, to it being rolled back. I shouldn't probably leave that part of the history out, to it being rolled back.
Right.
But that's kind of this part. We'll start there.
No, I like
for
that.
sharing that. Yeah. That's
Yeah,